Vegas legal insider Justin Watkins to present the facts. Only on Cofield and Company.
All right, so let's get into what's happened so far with the Vegas Golden Knights. First of all, Ryan Reaves and the incident and the penalty. Your opinion?
I thought it was excessive. I thought the suspension was pretty light, considering the admissions that were being made. I think that it seemed to be an organized, consistent effort to go after Graves. And I do think that Graves probably could have avoided it if he would have answered for his hit. But clearly he was unwilling to answer for his hit and fight. And they made a point in the third period of a blowout game to go after him with person after person. And I think Reaves went too far. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Yeah. I think if you think that he didn't go too far, it did not look super bad to me in person when I was there. But when you read the report about how he ripped hair out, slammed his face down and put his knee on his head, that's as bad as I've heard since I've been watching it. I thought it was actually potentially worse than what Wilson did to Panarin.
What about people who say that Reaves should be done for the playoffs? The opposite side of that, saying, hey, this is weak, 2 games, should be a lot more severe.
I think that something in the realm of what Kadri got with 8 games is what I was expecting. But Kadri had a more substantial history of doing suspendable acts in the playoffs. It was his 3rd time in the playoffs being suspended for multiple games. So the past history comes into play. Reaves was suspended once before in the playoffs for a single game. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's going to hurt us today. I'm bullish on the Golden Knights tonight.
Oh, you are?
I think they're going to win tonight.
I feel like you're the only one.
I know, me too.
I mean, around the country, people are like, and even people who have covered the scene are like, I don't see how they can win the series. Like they were more than competitive with them during the regular season. It was freaking nip and tuck. It came down to a Monday game where they ran out of players. What do you mean they can't compete?
Right, I agree with that, and I would say, Marc-Andre Fleury seems to be in their head a little bit. If you do any Denver sports media following, the one consistent message is we've only been shut out twice, both times by Marc-Andre Fleury. He has the style of goaltending that affects how we play the game, which is this open style, breakaway style. He's better on breakaways. I will say the fans in Denver were awesome when I was at the arena. Nobody was rude. Nobody, it was completely different than my experience in DC.
By the way, you stayed the whole time?
No, the 9 minute after the 9 minute. I would have absolutely stayed the whole time, but I was driving 14 hours the next day back. And once they get the 9 minute from Reaves, then I left. But the fans were awesome. And consistently before the game started, as we were walking in, they're like, why aren't they starting Fleury? This is a gift. I agreed with the move to start Leonard. I thought it was the right move. I think getting blown out in game 1 was better than if we lost the game, 3-1 or 3-2 in overtime or a low scoring heartbreaker. I think that Fleury is going to be rested. The players are going to be rested. They had a lot of travel, a lot of games in a short period of time. I think the recency bias is a little bit out of whack. We shut them out twice. We held them to under 3 goals 4 times in 8 games. It's not this juggernaut that we can't compete with. So I think Golden Knights win tonight. We're
rolling video right now on ESPN Las Vegas Facebook, Steve Cofield, Twitter, also up on YouTube. Steven on the video. You can get in and chat with us as well. Ask questions of Justin when we do the video. He was just making a comment that he had seen a line, Knights by 2 tonight. They win by 2.
Yeah.
It's plus 400. So plus 170 to win the game. You think they could blow them out?
I put $100 on the Golden Knights to win, but I did not go with the plus 400 plus 2 goals. I did not go that way.
I bet the series yesterday. I bet him at plus 350, which I thought was kind of
for game 7.
No, the series.
Oh, just the series.
They have to win the series. They were plus 350 yesterday after going into the series at plus 170, plus 160. That much of an adjustment?
Yeah. I agree with you. I mean, after watching that game, what was funny is I took my brother and he's he moved away before he born and raised here, but he moved away before the Golden Knights came to town. And he'd come to one Golden Knights game, but that's the only hockey he'd ever watched. And I convinced him, like, dude, these are the two best teams. You're going to want to go to this game. Come to this game with me. He's like, all right, but I'm going to wear Avalanche stuff, right? And I said, okay, cool. And I said, we're sitting on the Colorado shoot twice side. You're going to see a lot of shots. And so it was the worst. Like, he's cheering like he's been a fan for his whole life. Like, they just keep scoring. This is so easy. And I'm like, I just don't think, I think that when you saw that performance, it's hard to think of how that Golden Knights could be competitive. And I watched every one of the other games. We do have the number one defense in the league. Yes, they have the top offense, but we can be competitive, and I think we will be competitive. And I think I think now's the time to bet it. So yeah, I probably should bet the series too. I was thinking they had the Golden Knights in 7 as I think a plus 450. That's not a bad bet either.
June 1st is here and gone.
Yep.
Right. No distancing, no masks for those who are fully vaccinated. I saw the note today that tickets were on sale this morning for the games at the Fortress and Game 3 and 4. Fully vaccinated fans in attendance for those games will not have to wear face covering. Why are we making anyone wear face covering anymore? And I mean, really, with the fully vaccinated versus not fully vaccinated, we're not policing it. What's the point?
100% agree.
Is there a legal element to this for casinos, for arenas?
No, legally it doesn't make any distinction if you don't actually enforce it, right? Like if I was going to sue them on the basis that I contracted COVID at their arena because they didn't enforce a policy, then I'm going to be there, right? Now, if they want to make the distinction, I think that they could do it. Upload your vaccination card on this, email it here or whatever, and it'll come on your account and you'll get this barcode and you get in and
Seems
all that
easy.
stuff. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's not, because how do you validate those cards, right? Like,
Okay.
I mean, who the hell knows if those are correct or not? How easy would it be to doctor it? Like, do you really want to get into that? I think from my perspective, we're way past that, right? If you're vaccinated, you're not going to be, the theory is you're not going to be seriously harmed by somebody who's not vaccinated. So the people who are not vaccinated are the ones who are taking the risk. They have the choice. They chose not to do it. Let's go. I mean, I'll bring my vaccination card. I don't know how they're going to do it when I go to the game on Friday, but we'll see.
You don't have to fill out the medical form now either.
Mm-mm.
So, this is interesting on the whole. Hey, if we wanted to police who's fully vaccinated, who's not, especially on the Strip corridor, we've got multiple stories coming up with kind of a weird scenario the last 6 weeks or so on the Strip, and security on the Strip and safety in rooms. Like, I don't think most people on the Strip ever think, hey, once that door is locked, I'm good to go. But there were multiple break-ins. And I think it's all part of a big picture on the Strip where maybe they weren't, because they cut back on staff, they weren't, ready to go like they normally were. I hope they're kind of getting back here. Like, again, I don't want it to be like an Andor situation, but if you tell me, you know what, hey, no one's going to be checking for your vaccine card at the door, but security's going to be back to normal upstairs in the rooms, and I'll take the ladder.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be
100%.
that way, but they got to fix the ladder from a reputation standpoint. We're open now, and people are coming.
Yeah.
The last thing you want is this word going out, because I see these stories on other areas in the region on their TV station saying, basically suggesting, hey, Vegas rooms aren't safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, amen to that. Like, yeah, I don't want hotel security or Metropolitan Police out there doing mask enforcement or vaccination card enforcement when it is anecdotal. It's only my personal experience, but in the few times that I've gone down to the Strip in the last 6 months, to me, it is noticeably different. And I'll just say my perception is, I don't have any facts to back this up. My perception is it seems less safe. It does not seem like a place I want to take my kids. I take them down to the Golden Knights game and I stay in the park area only. I don't go out, especially across the Strip over there on the other side. A little rough for me, and I just don't remember it being that way growing up, and I certainly don't remember it that way in the last couple years. But now it's not uncommon to see fights, not uncommon to see a little agitation, a little buildup, little drugs, all those things.
We got some more COVID questions in our chat, so we'll get to those on the way back. We got questions from Papi El Guapo. Also, Mr. G has a question. So a little more Justin Watkins, our legal insider, here on a Wednesday as we're live at Battleborn Injury Lawyers.
Call Battle Born Injury Lawyers